Alright gents, how's it going? Welcome to Down the Two-Wheeler. For anyone who doesn't already know me, I'm just a dude that likes riding motorbikes. For anyone who does, yes, this is my new ride. This is the 2019 Kawasaki ZX6R Ninja 636, whatever you want to call it. You guys know what it is. So yeah, as usual, I'm just going to do my first ride, initial impressions, initial review of this bike. Might talk a bit about why I bought it. So yeah, if anyone's looking to buy this, then hopefully this will give you an insight into what it's like. Oh, so let's start this beast up. First things first, I love the dash on these Kawasaki's. I love the fact that they kept the rev counter analog and everything else digital. So this is the KRT Paint Model, which is why it's got this lovely Kawasaki green on it with these extra bits stuck on. This is the performance model as well, so it is supposed to have the exhaust on, but it's not been fitted yet. So at the moment we've still got the stock exhaust, but I mean, as far as stock exhausts go, especially in the low down revs, it sounds pretty good, man. I mean, it's going to sound a lot better with the exhaust, definitely. But yeah, it's got a nice little nice tone to it. So yeah, we're just going to head down, ride through the city first, do a bit of urban riding, and then we'll head out to some open roads and see how we do. So yeah, this bike literally was on 0 miles when I got it, so it's brand new. So there might not be any crazy riding in this video. But you never know, so we'll see. Alright, so first things first, a lot of people might be wondering, Dan, what's going on, man? You've gone to the Super Sport, man. So yeah, I've just come off a naked bike. I had the Yamaha FZ6. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, I kind of missed the Super Sport life in a way from when I had the R125, and I've never ridden a bigger bike that's a Super Sport, so I was intrigued to try it out. I did a test ride on it and I just loved it straight away, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go back to the Super Sport life before I get too old. So yeah, this is the 2019 model. Kawasaki actually added quite a few updates to this model compared to the last one. So things like the LED headlights, they changed the gearing, so they've made it, they've taken one tooth off the front, so there's more low down torque now, and that really surprised me. I'll talk a bit more about that in a second. But the most exciting update for me, at least, is definitely that quick shifter that they fitted stock. I mean, you can just go through the whole box in like a few seconds, man, and it just, for anyone who's not used a quick shifter before, it feels exactly like you'd imagine it feel like. It's the most pleasing thing to use. So yeah, I love the fact they put quick shifter on a standard. So yeah, like I was saying, they've changed the gearing now, so they've taken one tooth off the front. So it's got a bit more low down torque now. And I was really surprised, man. Like, normally these 600s, obviously they're known for being, you know, this revs up to 16,000 RPM, that's where the power is, but you really feel some torque coming in from really 4,000, 5,000 revs on this. It starts to pull, which is really nice for the road, so I'm glad they did that, actually. Tilt it in. We need to behave a bit before we get out to some open roads. But yeah, the way the power comes in is super smooth. It comes in early. I've only got this in low power mode at the moment, so this has got 2 power modes, and it's got 3 traction control levels. So the power modes are basically just low and high. The guy said to me, just as a recommendation, just keep it in low just until you've had the first service. So I've been keeping it low, but even in that mode, it puts out, I think, around 100 horsepower in low power mode, which is like the same as the FZ6 had just all the time. So there's plenty of power even in low power mode. And then again with the gearing now, you can just be chilling in 4th gear and 4,000 revs, you open it up and you've got your power there straight away, which is really nice. So yeah, I mean, in terms of the super sport position, obviously I was a bit hasty when I first bought it, because I'm thinking, you know, nakeds are super comfortable, like, is this going to be uncomfortable to ride? From the test ride, I was actually surprised in that it wasn't really, you know, as uncomfortable as I thought in terms of like your back or leaning forward that much, because you can actually, if you sit quite far forward on this bike, there's actually quite a lot of space to move on the seat, and if you sit quite far forward, you're not leaning over that much. It's not too bad at all. So yeah, it was better than I thought in terms of how your back is and stuff. The only thing I found, because I did do maybe like a 4-hour ride when I first got it, is I just found that the seat was a bit uncomfortable. So not as much my back or my neck or anything like that, or my wrist, it was more just the seat. But then again, if you've got any sort of bike and you're riding for that long, you're going to start to feel it. So yeah, overall, much better than I thought. Of course, when you first get on it, coming off a naked bike, it does feel like you're leaning forward a lot. But after like a week or so, you know, you just get used to it. And anyone who's ridden a Supersport, or anyone who's owned a Supersport, will know this, that after a bit of time, it just becomes second nature to you. So that's kind of where I'm getting to now. I'm getting quite used to it, which is nice. But yeah, it's not the most comfortable bike, obviously. It's probably not the most comfortable super sport either, or sports bike. But it's good enough, man. And because of the way they've designed it now with the gearing and the quick shifter, it's a much more usable road bike. You know, for example, I rode the 959 Panigale on track, and that is literally a track bike. I would never ever buy that for the road. It's so aggressive, the position, and your feet are super high. But here you've actually got quite a decent amount of space. I'm about 6 foot tall, and yeah, there's enough space for me to move around a bit. I can slide back on the seat, tuck down, or you can just kind of sit forward and just chill out with it. It's just more than enough power, man. This is low power mode and it's that quick. I did when I test rode it. It wasn't full power mode, and it was mental in terms of when you got to the higher RTM. But yeah, this is more than enough, man. BMW 335D, that's pretty quick. Oh my god, how are we getting into races already, man? How much power is this pushing out? 350. Is it?
Rapid, innit? You got
it's quick, bud.
Safe, bro, drive safe.
It's quick, bud. It's X-Drive, isn't it? It's off the line. It's quick, bud, yeah.
No, X-Drive makes it heavier.
Does it?
Yeah, because 4-wheel drive, it makes it heavier.
But it's quicker off the line, isn't it?
Yeah.
My uncle's got the 330D X-Drive. It's pretty quick, bud.
After you, bro, yeah?
Alright, here we go. Oh, that was close. See, this is what this bike's for. In and out. Oh my god, love it. So yeah, I mean, if you've got a naked bike and you're thinking of switching to Super Sport middle class 600, this is definitely a contender, man. I reckon it's one of the best. I mean, the R6 is, I reckon, more track focused, and also it's like £2 more expensive. So I'm not a huge fan of Gixxers, but to be honest, I've not really ridden them or anything that much, so can't speak for them. But just in terms of the design and stuff, I'm not a huge fan of them. But the Kawasaki's just, they look amazing. Ninjas are just known for being cool sports bikes, man. So yeah, definitely worth considering if you're looking into super sports. Alright, here we go, some open roads, man. Let's see what this is like, handling wise. Ooh, this guy wants to go for it. This is got ST. These things are pretty quick actually because they're quite lightweight. Alright, let's get a bit of uphill acceleration. So easy, man. Crazy. But yeah, when you get to these open roads, the way this tips into the bends is so nice. And something that surprised me the most was the weight, because this thing does weigh a decent amount, but you just cannot feel it at all. I don't know how they've done it. It feels so light. Like even when you're pushing the bike around, when you're not riding it, it just feels like it weighs hardly anything. Power's just there. Should we stop and have a look at it here? It's a nice little spot. Yeah, here she is. I just love that Kawasaki green. Now I'm getting a tail tidy soon, of course. The exhaust is going on. Already got the rim tape on. But yeah, nice and shiny. That lovely sports sound. But anyway, yeah, I hope I give you an idea as to what it's like to ride this bike, at least the basics. If there's anything you want to see in future videos, obviously I've got loads of stuff coming up. I'm going to get the exhaust on, probably talk a bit more about why I actually chose this bike, 0 to 60s, all that kind of stuff. But if there's anything else specific that you want to see that maybe I've forgotten to mention in this video, just drop a comment below and I'll see what I can do. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Exciting times, man. All the new videos on this bike, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.
Right.